Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do keyword research after HCU. So if you guys have potentially lost traffic, this is the video for you. If you are looking to set up a new website and you don't know where to start, this is also a video for you. And if you're also potentially just getting into SEO, again, this is the video for you. For anybody that's watching this that doesn't know what HCU is, basically there was a big Google update multiple times. Actually, there was one start of the year and there was also one late last year that hit a lot of websites, and it basically decreased a lot of traffic. And many of the websites that I've been looking at has come down to how they're actually clustering their keywords. So we're going to go over how to actually do keyword research the correct way and how to potentially also avoid being hit by any manual actions or any core updates as well. So let's get into this video. Now, over here, I actually have a diagram. This is actually in a sheet that you guys can get access to. So if you guys do want access to this sheet, click the link down below, make certain to click on File and then make a copy. Otherwise, you won't be able to edit this sheet at all. But this sheet, it actually has everything. It's got the prompts, it's got the content plan, it also has the content pipeline as well, and it'll also do the clustering for you. But very quickly, let's just look at these diagrams. Every single website on planet Earth that does well, it follows this diagram. And basically these diagrams, our content should have awareness style articles, we should also have consideration style articles, and we should also have goal related or decision related articles as well. And the reason for that is, for example, if you think of it, if you really sit down and think of what you're actually offering or what you're actually selling on your e-commerce store, right? Every single website will have all of these, and your potential buyers or your potential customers, they might not all be ready to buy from you just yet. They might have a few questions before you're about your service prior to actually booking your service or prior to purchasing your product that we need to actually address with our SEO optimized content. So when doing keyword research, we also want to try and figure out, like, what are we trying to achieve? Like, what kind of person is actually searching our article? And the reason for that is because a lot of people do keyword research wrong, where they'll literally just load up Ahrefs and they will just search, for example, lawyers, and they'll write a load of articles to do with lawyers. Now, the reason why that can be a little bit deceiving, or it can actually have a negative impact on your website is, for example, if I am a law firm, let's say, it might tell me, or Ahrefs might tell me to write an article on how much do lawyers earn, and that, although it's a little bit relevant to an actual law firm, I would say that that's more relevant to a job-seeking style website. So you're not actually building topical authority, you're just producing an article for the sake of producing an article, or potentially Ahrefs might tell you that that article gets a lot of searches. Here's a few other examples that I've just been able to pluck out on my notes. So for example, how to become a personal trainer on a fitness supplement store website. Now, again, you would never want to write that style of article on your website, especially if you're talking about fitness supplements. You're going to want to be talking more about fitness supplements and answering any questions that you may have prior to purchasing a fitness supplement. So for example, is creatine safe? That's more related to a fitness supplement store. Another could be, how much do plumbers earn on a plumbing service website? Now, how much do plumbers earn? Somebody that's looking to go to university and actually study plumbing, that's the type of person that's searching that, not somebody that is got like a broken down boiler downstairs, or they might have a leaky toilet. I'll give you guys another example, and then we'll actually go on to Ahrefs, and I'll show you a live example of what people used to do and what you should actually avoid. So for the last example we've got here is how to start a coffee shop business on a coffee subscription service website, right? Two completely different things. If I had a website on, like, for example, side hustles, it would make sense to include that article on how to start a coffee shop business. But coffee shop subscription service website, if I'm selling a monthly coffee subscription service, again, nothing to do with coffee. So just bear that in mind. Now, if we take a look here, what I will do is I'll go over to United States. And if we do, for example, lawyers, right? So everybody wants to rank higher for lawyers. But if we take a look here, the top question is how much do lawyers make? And going back to what I was saying before, it's not got anything to do with our law service-based website. So if we actually take a look at Google here, as you can see, you want to always take a look at the style of websites that's ranking as well, and then add it to the actual sheet. So, for example, we've got lawyers, prospects.ac.uk. Remember what I mentioned before? Somebody that's searching this, they aren't seeking a lawyer at all. They are looking to potentially go to university or go to college, and that's why they're searching it. So just remember the type of person that's actually searching the query. This would have nothing, and it would actually have a negative impact on our website if we were to actually upload this to our law firm website, because again, it's just so out of the actual, it's just not semantically relevant as to what we're trying to rank for. Let's say we're trying to rank for immigration lawyers or family lawyers or business lawyers, something like that. This has nothing to do with what we're trying to rank for. Let's just take a look at a few other questions. So, for example, what do lawyers do? Again, is your potential type of person that is looking to hire you out for a service, would they be searching that? Probably not. Again, look at the type of websites that's ranking here. Like, you've got Indeed, you have got lawyercareers.net, you've got NALP, which is the National Association for Law Placement. Now, if we were potentially a job-seeking website, it would make sense to do an article on what do lawyers do and how much do lawyers make. But as an actual law firm that's providing the service, that wants to get more leads, more inquiries, more traffic through to our website, it's not looking good for these two articles. I would not include these in my topical map. Let's take a look here. How do pro bono lawyers get paid? That would actually be something that if I was a pro bono lawyer, I potentially would actually look to potentially include that. Wise Law. Let's see. What type of website is this? So a few things that I'm actually looking at here so you guys can understand what type of websites that are actually ranking for this query. Is it something that I would class as a competitor, or is it kind of like a Wikipedia or an Indeed? Something like that, I probably wouldn't. This does look like it actually provides law as an actual service. So for example, they've got like divorce law, divorce calculator, children issues. So these guys, they basically, what are they? Find the top solicitors. So this is like a law firm directory. So it's not too bad. If I only done pro bono law, I would definitely look to actually include this. Now, this is all fine and well, but what we can also do as well is go one step further, which is exactly what I'm going to be showing you guys. So if you think of it, right, lawyers, they have multiple different services. Like if I was to just load up ChatGPT here on another screen, if I just ask this, can you give me a list of, 15 most searched services for lawyers, this is going to give me a lot. So personal injury, criminal defense, divorce and family, estate planning, corporate law, so on and so forth. Now, I'm going to just pick like one of these, but everything that I'm going to show in the later part of this video, you would need to do for each individual service. So let's say, for example, if you guys are a massive law firm, you're going to need to do everything that I show you guys individually per silo. So we're going to treat all of these as one category or one silo. And also, by the way, the same goes for, let's say, a e-commerce store as well. So if I just search on, or ask ChatGPT, can you do the same for sofa store? It's going to again come back with a lot of different services a sofa store does. So for example, leather sofas, luxury sofas, outdoor sofas, anything that I'm going to show you guys, again, we're going to need to do individually. So what I mean by that is, obviously, if we're going to go after, let's say, we'll go after immigration law, right? Now, if we go to our SEO content plan, our pipeline, this is going to be what's called our bottom of the funnel. If you think of it, somebody that's searching, immigration lawyer near me, for example, or immigration law London, New York, wherever you are, they are ready to inquire with you right there and then. So they've already done their research. But what you also need to understand as well is, for like a good SEO, not everybody is ready to actually inquire. Some people might have some questions. So if we actually take a look at immigration law in the US, so for example, if we take a look at some of these questions, so when is the new immigration law? What kind of websites are actually ranking for this? So now what I'm actually looking at is the actual search intent, and we're also trying to look at what type of websites are actually ranking. Is it our competitors? Is it for example, people that we don't know? That's what I'm looking at right now. So if we take a look, this seems like they are a competitor. A good way to always find out is just by looking at their homepage and seeing what their homepage talks about. So yep, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that into our actual content pipeline, and it's also going to tell us which stage in the funnel it is. Sometimes it will say unknown, especially if it's like a bottom of the funnel, because it doesn't understand all bottom of the funnel style queries. But for example, what is the new immigration law USA? It is in fact top of the funnel. Now again, if you think of the person that's actually searching this in Google, they are pretty interested in hiring an immigration lawyer, especially if they're actually searching for like a new law. So just bear that in mind. Now, another way of actually getting more articles, if you guys don't have Ahrefs, do not worry. And that's just one strategy of just going through all of these keywords and just looking at who's ranking. Are they a competitor? If they are, then we're going to actually take that article for ourselves. But let's say, for example, if we're going to do immigration lawyer in, let's say, California, right? Let's say that's where we want to rank higher for. What we want to do is actually find who's ranking number 1 or 2. When we're actually looking at websites to do this competitor analysis, remember to actually not take into consideration like Justia, for example. They are very much a directory site, so they're not our style of website. What we're trying to do is find actual law firms that's ranking for that keyword. Again, Best Lawyers, they are a massive directory. So if we take a look at this website, you'll see that it's just a list of other lawyers. So the reason why we ignore them, by the way, just so you guys understand, is because they actually rank because of the sheer amount of web pages that they actually have. It's not necessarily because of their topical authority. So that's just one thing to bear in mind. Now, these guys, for example, if we actually take a look, if we do site colon, and if we take a look and see which pages that they actually have live talking about immigration law. So they've got a few different locations that they're trying to rank in. So they've got like Napa, Reno, Sacramento. So we could definitely go down that route. So we could do actual immigration lawyer Sacramento. We could do Napa immigration attorney. So these are all bottom of the funnel. Somebody that's searching those, very much bottom of the funnel. We could do, let's see, U visa for victims of criminal activity. So that's a type of visa. Again, this would be top of the funnel, but because it's like because of how the actual wording is actually used. So, for example, if we were to do like what is U visa, as you can see, it's top of the funnel. So we could have a lot of top of funnel. P seen as job for athletes, TN visa for Canadian Mexican professionals. So again, we could do like what is TN visa. So again, if you think of the type of person that is searching like what is a U visa or what is TN visa, or what is this P visa? Yeah, what is P visa? What is P visa? If you think of the type of person that's actually searching these queries, they're going to be very, very. They're going to read the article and then think, okay, I need to hire a immigration lawyer, or okay, I've got a few more questions and then I'm ready to hire a immigration lawyer. But if we take a look here, so they've got a lot of articles that are like Spanish and stuff, so hence why I'm actually going to ignore some of these. But if we actually take a look like immigration lawyer, let's just take a look at these guys and hope that they don't actually have any Spanish articles, so it's a little bit easier on the eye. Immigration lawyer. So let's see here. Best permanent resident immigration lawyers. That's their page that they want to try and rank for. Best immigration lawyer in California near me. It's another page they want to rank for. Let's see. Immigration court. So they've got a lot of actual lawyers. So if we take a look here, so for example, these I'm actually just like zero valuing. But if we take a look, immigration, or let's search visa, for example, best U visa attorney, California, Dallas U visa, San Diego U visa. So that these guys, they rank in multiple different states. But let's take a look. Best consular process attorneys, California's best permanent residents. Let's see if they've got any what related articles. So examples of mens rea, what is it? Tort versus claim. What about visa? Best U visa, what is OR release? So that is like I'm going to say that's probably top of the funnel, yeah. Examples of mens rea. Is this visa related? Let's see. Nope. So again, one thing that I will mention is that page right there that we just opened, not very SEO friendly at all. They could definitely actually expand on that page. But let's see if we can find more visa related articles. What is the difference between careless and reckless criminal negligence? Nope. What if we search visa? Best U visa attorney. Los Angeles U visa lawyer. What we could actually do is see if this is a separate search intent. Yes, it is. It does look like it is. So we could actually have this as a separate article. U visas in Oakland. So one thing to bear in mind as well is if you are unable to find a lot of immigration related articles or whatever the actual service is from one competitor, look at multiple competitors. So all I've done here is I've just loaded up another California immigration lawyers website, and we've got a lot more articles on this. So for example, you've got like US citizenship application for naturalization. You've got K1 visas. So you've got a lot of different style of articles, or more articles that you can definitely focus on. So frequently asked questions about adjustment status, so on and so forth. So try to work through as many different competitors that you possibly can. Then the next step, like what I mentioned before, is you obviously do have like personal injury as another service. So we're going to need to do that exact same process for, let's say, personal injury lawyer in California, right? And again, same process applies. So if we take a look here, if we then do a site colon, and if we then search personal injury, then we've got all of the personal injury related articles. So for example, all I'm just going to do is I'm going to copy like 4 or 5 of these across. Personal injury cases, damages explained. So again, thinking about the type of person that's actually searching this, would your ideal customer or would your potential lead be searching these questions? They probably would, because they want to know this prior to actually hiring a personal injury or potentially an immigration lawyer law firm. So how to find the best personal injury lawyer. So we'll do that. The 3 stages of what happens if you get injured on a cruise ship, right? So we've got some unknown. Obviously, like what I mentioned before, this will try to find as many, it will try to group the articles as well as it possibly can into top of funnel, middle of funnel, or bottom of funnel. If it comes back as unknown, it's probably because it's just a little bit unsure of the actual wording. But the next step would be actually to group these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on silo A, and I'm going to click on this little pencil, and the first category will obviously be immigration law, or the first silo. And then we've also got personal injury as well. So if we then click on done and then just click on apply to all, then you obviously have now created or took out all of the actual articles that you want to try and rank for that specific keyword. So you've done the actual keyword grouping, or the keyword clustering, as some people would say. We've actually also done top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of the funnel keyword research. There's always going to be less bottom of funnel related articles that we also upload to our website, so just bear that in mind. We've also done the exact same thing for another silo as well. The next step is obviously to check everything through, make certain that it obviously makes sense to our website. And then we just want to click the tick box, and then it's going to go through to our actual content plan. And this is basically where the content writer or the SEO editor that you actually have should take over. They will basically be able to keep you updated as to when it's been uploaded. And also you have given the instructions of which silo that should be uploaded to onto your website as well. Now, If you want to go one step further as well, if you want to use a little bit of AI, which I would recommend doing, is you can actually use this prompt in the last section. So if we actually copy this over, and if we head over to ChatGPT, so if we say, I am trying to rank for personal injury, lawyers, California, right? We can actually copy all of the articles that we actually have for that specific silo, and this should actually give us more related articles. Now, one thing to bear in mind is that ChatGPT gets this wrong probably 40% of the time. So if it gives you 10 articles, you want to try and actually Google the actual articles and figure out if you have any overlap. So for example, understanding California's personal injury laws and regulations, that could actually, no, that probably could be a separate article. Yep. So I would actually have that. One thing that would probably do is actually make it a little bit more shorter, the page title. Like for example, the page title here is perfect, and we're going to copy that. How long do you have to file a personal injury law suit in California? Yep, fairly good question. Common personal injury cases in California. I probably wouldn't actually have that as a page. Yeah, I'm not going to include that as a page. What to expect during a personal injury trial in California. That's a fairly decent article. Yep, I'm going to have that. How California's comparative negligence law impacts personal injury claims. Yep, I'm going to have that. In this case, it's actually thrown out like fairly decent articles. Usually when I use that prompt, there's probably always like 4 articles that I wouldn't actually include. But top reasons why personal injury claims are denied in California. The most common reason workers' comp claims. The top 5 reasons why personal injury claims are denied. Yep, I would actually include that as well. And steps to take after a car accident. So, yep, I already know that is a fairly decent article to actually include. How California's statute of limitations affect personal injury claims. Yes. So, as you can see, we've fairly quickly been able to actually build up our articles. I'm just going to add these to the actual silos as well. But very quickly, you can see we've actually been able to build out 11 articles for personal injury and also 9 articles for immigration law. But try this out. Let me know how you guys find it. This is what I would consider as being basically like future-proofing your site. One thing to remember is try to think of questions that your visitors would actually have prior to purchasing your product or your service, and how that article that you're publishing is actually going to help. When you're actually doing this as well, you're very quickly going to understand like how to internal link your website as well. So for example, if somebody that's reading article 14, for example, if you know after reading article 14 they're going to have these free questions, you can always internal link those free questions and have those as actual dedicated pages on your website. So instead of just doing keyword research and just doing a content gap, we're actually niching down into a specific silo, and that's how we're actually structuring our website. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. And if you guys do want a growth strategy call for your website, make certain to check out cadra-.com. The link for that is down in the description. Thanks.